Let's see what the delivery man brought us today. I think I know what it's supposed to be. I know it was advertised, but I don't believe what they said. Take everything out of here and get the box out of the way. They said it was radar. My guess is actually sonar. Here is the mounting stuff for it. And we'll pull the rest of it out of this bag here. What have we got? Well, this looks like some USB stuff. Some, USB power supply, USB power cord, screws, screwdriver, and a few cables and what have you. Okay, nothing too exciting right there. This is interesting. This is a screen. I know these from when I was playing around with some Arduinos and what have you. And I know what that is because I have done a past video on it. So it's definitely not radar, it's definitely sonar. And it comes with its own little microcomputer with, it looks like it's got, it's an ESP12F, and it has a little antenna, which means it's probably capable of networking. And yeah, so let me take a look at some of this stuff. I haven't read the instructions yet, so it would probably be a good idea to find the instructions and read them. And then we will look into what it takes to assemble this. Oh, I forgot to show you something. This is kind of interesting. So, yeah, this is a little motor and some kind of a little arm that goes on it. And I'm guessing this snaps on there, and then the little emitter and detector go on there, and it goes around or it goes back and forth or something. Anyway, yeah, okay, so I guess it's finally time to read those instructions. Well, there are no written instructions. It's one of these things where you go and you take your chance and you look at the video that QR code goes to. It seems to be safe. I wouldn't bet much on that, but anyway, I didn't seem to do anything weird to my phone. The first part of it says to mount these 4 tall plastic studs onto the baseboard, and then there's 4 short ones, and then they will have us start mounting the hardware. So I think this goes here. But anyway, I'm going to watch the next part of the video, and then we'll do that next section, and we'll continue this until we're done. In this next step, they had us do 2 things. We mount this ESP onto the 4 shorter studs, and it appears that the plugs, these white plugs, are away from this hole right there. Then, the other thing they had us do was mount this servo motor in this piece of plastic. And the only trick to that is there's a notch here in the plastic, and that lines up with the cord. And the next thing they're going to have us do is mount this on here with the cord towards the ESP, which I shall start doing. And then I will watch the next part of the video and see what I am supposed to do from there. The next step is to put the screen in this little frame, and there's a few tricks to this, and mine arrived cracked, which I don't really like, but so far I have to say the quality of this has been really good except for that one defect right there. Now the tricks to putting this thing in here is there's a slot right here, and that is to accommodate some solder joints right down in there. The other thing is there's a ribbon cable right here, and there's a bevel on this surface on the back side. So there is a correct side to this, and that does not show up in their instruction video. So if it does not want to go on there smoothly, if the mount does not want to sit in there flush, if the screen doesn't want to sit in there flush, you've probably got this thing on here backwards, and so you just flip it over. Okay, let me go back and watch the video another 50 times and we'll do the next step. Well, back again very soon. I am still doing this screen, and I thought putting these little blocks on here, there's two of them, one on each side, would be a no-brainer, but it turns out that the holes drilled in here are not always on center. So mine, the clearance was so tight that one way it was jamming onto the circuit board, and I had to rotate this block around until I found one where it would clear here. So watch that. You don't want to be cracking your circuit board by screwing that down and putting too much pressure on it. Okay, so once again I will go back and watch the video and see what I'm supposed to do next. But right now we've got these two blocks on each end of the viewfinder, and the screws, they did not say this, but these are the long screws here, and these are short screws that go into the blocks. Still working the screen. These legs go back this way, so you see the SD card here, and the big part goes backwards away from that on each side. I'm going to stop saying that I'll be right back, because you're going to get tired of hearing that. So anyway, yeah, that was also not clear in their video. Big part goes back away from the SD card reader. Now we've switched to cabling. We put the cable in here into the back of the screen, and it's keyed, so it only goes in there one way. And they also had us put the keyed cable into the little sonar unit. So yeah, and then I think they're going to take us back to the main board and have us start plugging these things in. Following their instructions, we plug the sonar into here. Again, it's a keyed plug, so it'll only go in there nicely one way. And then we screw in these two connector blocks here. Then comes the plugging of the screen. We put that in there, right there, onto the little computer board, and we push the screen into place, and then we will put two screws, one here and one there. And for this last step, they have us put this on top of the stepping motor. So this is the bracket that holds the sonar, and it's just a spline joint, and there's no screw in it. They don't show a screw in there, so you can see that's the bracket. And also, there's no screw for this. They just show us poking it in place. There we go. It's a tight fit. And then they jump to it operating. But yeah, I guess I will plug it in and we're going to see what happens next. Well, here we have it all set up and ready to go. We just need to plug it in. I had to use a longer USB cord because the one that came with a little bit short for my desk. So here's our sensor, and here's our screen, and there's some stuff in the way. Back here you can see this is the post for some of my camera equipment. I put a chair back there so that when it sweeps by here it'll pick that up. And I also, you can see the back of my power supply, I've got it in the way. So we'll see how it does. We'll plug it in and it resets. It calls itself mini radar. Loading, okay. And now she starts up. Let's see. Okay, so we're picking up right there. You can see the red. So it's picking up the pole, picking up the smaller pole right there, picking up the chair, back of the chair there. And there is the back of the power supply right there. So whereas the resolution from right to left, left to right is not great, the distancing is really pretty not bad. The chair is at about 1.5 meters, so that's good. And this pole, it says, is a third of a meter is a foot plus, so that's a little bit short there. But the longer distances seem to be okay. And yeah, so a very interesting little device. I cannot find much about it online. There are some projects just like this on GitHub, and I have a feeling whoever built this took their ideas from GitHub. I cannot find the source, and this is supposed to have a, what do you call it, network connect, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or something connect, and it's not turned on. I'm not getting a signal from it. So if you're brave and daring, then you can probably get some code from GitHub to do some more interesting stuff with this. But you know, overall, I would say it's a fairly interesting project. It's not too terribly expensive, and it does what it says it's going to do. So yeah, for all of you guys out there who are experimenting in electronics, I think it's worth your time.